Hi guys, welcome back. Something a bit different. I've always admired the look of the Rolex President watches. I've never had one on my wrist. Just looking at them, I always think they look pretty classy. And was going through AliExpress, just having a look, see what they've got. And they had it's just a cheap kind of homage that looks quite like a Rolex President. It's not exact by any shape or means, but it does look quite close to one in style, like a lot of watches that copy that style. And before I spent lots of money perhaps on a Pagani one or something like that, this one was actually around £10, although I couldn't get it for £10. It wouldn't let me purchase it, so I found it again for a few pounds more. I think I ended up paying £14 for it. And it's arrived today. So let's have a look at this. It could be absolute rubbish. I don't know. We will tear into this and see what we've got. So I've taped over my address just for security. And let's get into this packaging. Probably got the wrong knife for this. So we've got like a bubble wrap bag, and inside that is another box by the looks of it. Yeah, it's a I forgot to say, it's a Nibosi, I think that's how you pronounce it. N-I-B-O-S-I, Nibosi. I'm surprised it's even come in a box for this price. I thought it might just be chucked in a bubble wrap bag. Now, I usually do vintage watches on my channel, but I like all watches. I like to keep an eye sometimes on what AliExpress have got on, because they do come up with some quite nice looking watches from time to time for a good price. Okay. Wow, I'm quite impressed. I even get a card with it. Nibosi International Guarantee. Very flipping good. Okay, put that to one side. Okay, I think I've taken it upside down. Whoa, here we have the watch. Now, is this going to be horrendously light? Oh, okay, so in the packaging we have like a lens cloth and okay, so an adjustment tool, I'm guessing, a pin pusher by the looks of it, probably for the links. Oh, it's nice that they've included that. I wasn't expecting that at all for this price. So that's a nice touch. Now, yeah, I opted for a, I think it's like a blue dial. It was hard to tell if it was blue or green. I sometimes get confused between those colours when they're a certain shade. It certainly feels quite heavy. That's my first impression. Considering how cheap this is, it's got weight to it. I thought it was going to be absolutely featherweight. Because this is a quartz, by the way. It's not a mechanical movement. I'm sorry about the light here. I'm just using natural light, and the weather. It's the 1st of June and it's overcast and it's only about 13 degrees. We don't know what's going on with the weather in England at the moment. Not particularly good. Okay, so that's another thing. I wasn't quite sure what the bracelet would be, whether it would be an oyster style, but I can see it is the Jubilee style, which is great. That's what I was after. Okay, so yes, it is, I don't know what you'd call that. It is a blue dial, like a, I think turquoise is a word. So I need to get this plastic off and see what we got. Right, I'll just pause and get the plastic off. Okay, so I've got the plastic off the bracelet. One piece of plastic left, I think, which is the crystal cover. So we'll take that off. And I've taken the piece of plastic which stops the crown from going in. So if we press that, hopefully it's going to work. And off we go. Well, first impressions. Is there any plastic on the side? Let's have a look. No, I think we've got all the plastic off apart from that bit on the back. So it's saying it's a quartz movement with 3 atmospheres of water resistance, quality control past 2. I mean, it's all very reassuring. Let's take that off as well. And it looks like it is actually a screw down back by the looks of it. And Nibosi apparently founded in 1985, so they've been going for some time. I've never heard of them until I saw them on AliExpress a week ago. This came pretty quick. I think I only ordered this about a week ago. It's come extremely quick. Pull the crown out to change the time. I'm guessing halfway we should be able to adjust the date. It's always tricky. Okay, so that's the date. So we're the first. Let's get it onto that. And how do we adjust the day itself? Maybe it's the other way. Not quite sure. Okay, so we can adjust the hands. It's probably just getting it into the sweet spot. Not quite sure. If I go all the way around, although that would take a long time. Oh, that's changing it. Okay. So maybe you have to go all the way around, which would take a while to get it to the Sunday. I'm sure there's another way of doing that. Perhaps I just haven't got it to the sweet spot. Well, it does change, but okay, so it's Saturday today. Let's get it onto that. Let's at least get it set up. Saturday, and just coming up to 2 o'clock. Yeah, it's probably me, but I'm finding it difficult to find the where you change the day. That's it. You've got to get it just right. And even then it's not quite, so it's not, I suppose, the £14. The machinery inside is perhaps Not fantastic. Yeah, I've got it now. Thanks for hanging on. Okay, so let's get it to the first. Oh God, now it's going backwards. That's it, Saturday. Okay, right, got it on the right day and the right date. I think it's a stainless steel bracelet. I'm looking for the pins. Yeah. There's no arrows, I don't think. I think the pins just push out, so we'll have a look at that when I adjust it from my wrist. So it's got buttons that you press on the clasp to open it, and it shuts down on this nodule thing. That is pretty nice looking, I have to say. Well, this is rather disappointing. It's a lovely watch, but unfortunately there's not enough adjustment for my wrist. I've taken out all the links that you can take out. There's still some pins, a pin for one link that's left, but that's no good, because if you take that pin out, you can't actually remove the link. All you can do is separate the strap. It's the same for that side. So they haven't put, I've even used a micro adjustment there. I've moved that pin to there. I've got 6.5 inch wrist. I've never had a problem with a rot strap before. They always adjust to my wrist size. And it's still too big. So I would have to order another bracelet that I can adjust. I think that's my only option, which is a shame because it's quite a nice bracelet. Yeah, so I'm not sure what to do. Yeah, that's annoying. It just won't. It's far too big for my wrist, even with those links taken out. Highly polished sides, polished fluted edge. You've got polished middle links, the kind of brushed stainless steel side links. Yeah, that's a shame, unless I can think of something else, but I think that's it. That came in handy. The little pins push out. They pretty much pushed out either way. I wasn't quite sure which way to do them, but you can pretty much do them either way. They're not loose, but they're not tight, but they came out okay. Okay, well, I don't know what to do about this. Certainly good value for £15 if it fits your wrist. But even with a 7-inch wrist, I think you're going to find that big with all the links taken out. Which is unusual because usually people have smaller wrists from the Far East. Okay, I've had some success. I had to get a bit medieval onto the strap itself. So although there's not pins, there are solid pins which are on the strap links. And by basically heavy handing them with some instruments of torture, I managed to prise those apart, and we now have a watch which fits. Although I took my best care and I still managed to scratch a bit of the link. It was very difficult to do this. I basically had to stick that in between the links, lever down. That managed to do part of the job, and then I had to use grips and pliers to break them apart. And it's amazing how strongly they are put together. So yeah, it's certainly a well put together strap. I'll see if I can polish those little scratches out, but that's better than not being able to wear it at all. So the unadjustable links I made adjustable, and now it fits perfectly, which I'm very happy about, because I thought I was going to buy a new strap. So that's cool. I'll get those scratches out. And yeah, it's not a bad looking watch, is it? For £14, little quartz day-date kind of president looking watch. That's a really cool kind of sunburst blue dial. I think you can see it reflecting there. And a little bit of light we got today. So sorry about this video being a little bit long. I thought the link extraction was going to go a bit more smoothly than that. And I do like the style of this. The other thing I'll say is on the Rolex President day dates, I think they are like a 36mm, something like that, but this is actually quite a big watch. This one is 40mm dial, so it's a nice good size. No, I don't know, I mean the Rolex probably does do a 40mm dial, I'm not quite sure, but I was under the impression they were a bit smaller. I thought they were like a 36, something like that, but I guess there's all different sizes, so I'm not too sure. I just like the style of it. Yeah, not bad for the money. And being a quartz, I'm guessing it's going to be pretty reliable. I mean, you haven't got a sweeping hand, but then you haven't got any Chinese automatic movements that you've got to worry about packing up. I actually thought for a cheaper watch, this was probably a better scenario to have just have a quartz movement in there, because it's just really for looks, something to wear perhaps at work that I don't have to worry about too much. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more watch related content. Take care.